Balloons come from the sap of the rubber tree. This white milky substance known as latex is transformed through chemical processes into an elastic and resistant rubber capable of expanding up to 5 times its size without bursting. But how is latex extracted from the rubber tree? And how are balloons made? It all begins in the humid and hot regions of southern Mexico, where vast rubber tree plantations grow. Under the shade of these green canopies, skilled workers extract the latex with millimetric precision. They use sharp blades to make fine incisions in the bark of the tree, just enough to stimulate the sap flow without harming its health. The liquid slowly begins to drip and is collected in small bowls placed at the base of the trunk. This process requires not only skill but also patience. If the cut is too deep or at the wrong angle, the tree can be damaged and its future production reduced. That's why every incision is made with respect for the tree, following techniques perfected over generations. The extracted latex has a milky texture and is a watery emulsion composed mainly of water, natural rubber, and small amounts of proteins, sugars, and resins. Once extracted, the latex is still very sensitive. To prevent it from coagulating prematurely, it must be quickly transported to processing plants. There, a new stage begins: purification. The liquid passes through filters that remove fragments of bark, leaves, insects, and any other impurities that could affect the quality of the final product. Then, preservatives such as ammonia are added to stabilize the mixture and keep it in liquid form during transport to the factories. Many of these industrial plants are located in central Mexico, in areas like the state of Mexico, where balloon production is a large-scale art. Inside the plant, the latex's journey is just beginning. This white liquid, still warm from the field, is channeled into enormous stainless steel tanks, bright and deep. Inside them, a surprising transformation takes place. The latex becomes the perfect base to create strong, vibrant, and elastic balloons. First, thick liquid pigments in intense colors, ranging from crimson red to electric blue, are added. When the color comes in contact with the white mixture, it spreads like ink on wet paper. To ensure there are no lumps or solid residues, everything passes through a fine gauze that acts as a filter and guarantees a smooth, uniform texture. But color isn't everything. To give the latex the ability to stretch without breaking, several key additives are incorporated. Sulfur is essential for vulcanization, the process that transforms liquid latex into solid, flexible rubber. Zinc oxide accelerates this reaction and improves the material's final strength. Antioxidants are added to extend the balloon's lifespan, along with thickeners that control the viscosity of the mixture. This chemical cocktail is kept in constant motion by powerful agitators installed at the bottom of the tank. These paddles spin continuously for more than 15 hours, ensuring every component is evenly distributed. During mixing, the latex is kept at a controlled temperature. The heat not only keeps the latex active, but also begins to trigger the reactions needed to turn it into rubber. Here is where the ingredients activate. The molecules start to link together, forming an invisible network that gives incredible strength. While the latex patiently mixes in the tanks, in another corner of the factory, a mechanical spectacle unfolds, as precise as it is fascinating. Hundreds of metal molds, all in the exact shape of a balloon, move along conveyor belts like soldiers in formation. These shiny, cold molds are ready for action. But before touching even a drop of latex, the molds must be spotless. Any speck of dust, microscopic lint, or accidental fingerprint could ruin the balloon. That's why the first step is a cleansing bath. The molds are submerged in a gentle citric acid solution that deeply cleans them, removing impurities and invisible residues. From this bath, they emerge completely disinfected and ready to receive their new skin. Next, a mechanical arm, like something out of an industrial dance, rotates them and carefully dips them into a coagulant tank, a liquid mixture rich in calcium nitrate. This component plays a fundamental role. It prepares the mold surface so the latex adheres like a second skin. Once coated with coagulant, the molds pass through a drying oven. The heat evaporates the water in the mixture, leaving only a thin layer of calcium nitrate on the mold. This layer is key for the latex to adhere properly. Now comes one of the most mesmerizing moments of the process, the formation of the balloon's skin. From below, a tank full of blue latex slowly rises until it completely submerges the molds. It's a brief but critical instant. The duration of the bath and the latex density determine how thick or thin the final balloon will be. As the molds emerge, the excess latex drains off gently, and since the latex begins to dry almost immediately, within minutes, a translucent layer appears, still soft but with a defined shape. Then, the molds pass through a heating oven, where they remain for about 5 minutes. The heat not only dries the latex layer, but also strengthens its structure.
What was once a fragile film now becomes a firm and elastic membrane. The balloon's skin is formed. After this step, the molds move to a brushing station. Spiral rotating brushes, like small whirlwinds of bristles, gently roll the bottom of the balloon. This forms the nozzle, the small lip through which air or gas is inserted. Without this detail, the balloon couldn't be inflated or sealed. To finish this stage, the molds rotate once more, and the freshly formed balloons are submerged in a hot water bath. This rinse removes any surface residue and prepares the balloons for separation from the molds. It not only removes microscopic impurities, but also neutralizes a latex protein that can cause allergies. But that's not all. The heat of the water acts as a silent catalyst. This is where the magic of vulcanization occurs, a chemical process that transforms the balloon's soft skin into firm, elastic, and resistant rubber. Sulfur and zinc oxide, two key ingredients in the mixture, are activated by the temperature, strengthening molecular bonds. Thanks to these invisible connections, the latex gains the ability to expand without breaking, stretching up to 5 times its original size without losing shape or giving in to pressure. The result is a balloon capable of withstanding time, sunlight, and even the touch of the wind. Once this stage is complete, the balloons move to the next section. There, an automated device briefly dips them in a talc and water mixture. This slippery layer serves an essential function. It makes the most awaited moment possible, unmolding. The molds, still holding the balloons, line up under a system that injects gas with millimetric precision. The balloon begins to inflate softly, detaching from the metal surface. Instantly, mechanical rollers grab the balloons, remove them quickly, and toss them upwards. After a short flight, they fall into a conveyor belt. But before these balloons are ready for a party, they must go through a deep cleaning. They enter an industrial washer where they're sprayed by high-pressure nozzles with a special solution while bouncing inside the metallic drum. The water reaches 71 degrees, just enough to remove any chemical residue and complete the vulcanization, leaving the rubber with its final texture, flexible, resistant, and shiny. Then comes the moment of truth. A select group of balloons is set aside for quality control. They're automatically inflated one by one while sensors check their symmetry, color, thickness, and strength. If they show bubbles, irregularities, or sealing flaws, they're discarded. The rest, those that pass the test, continue. Some of these balloons move to a special section, the printing area. Suction cups hold them while they gently spin. Automatic stampers apply designs, texts, or illustrations to each balloon. Then, brushes coat them with a thin layer of transparent rubber that seals the ink without affecting flexibility. After that, they pass through a heat tunnel that dries everything in seconds. A final layer of silicone solution diluted in water gives them a shiny, silky finish. It also prevents them from sticking together once inside the packaging. Now, these small latex balloons are ready to stretch and soar at a birthday party or any other celebration. If you want to know how Kinder Surprise eggs are made, you'll find the link in the description in the first comment. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and share it with someone who might find it interesting. Also subscribe to this channel and activate notifications to keep learning. Greetings!